There is a choreographed and a deliberate plan to create unnecessary tension and chaos in the country on a day when an impeachment motion is going to be tabled against the deputy president of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua. And the tension is going to be created through Morara Kibasu. Morara has been in this country and he has traversed every corner of this country, sensitizing people, exposing the stalled projects that were initiated and launched by the president of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto. But they have decided to arrest him on the eve of Tuesday because they know what is going to happen on Tuesday. As I do this video, it is past midnight, and Omutatah, while speaking on his space, the health discussion, is saying that Kenyans are going to keep vigil for the entire night. And he's saying that they have checked in every police station. Morara Kibasu is not there because what should have happened is to write the charges or whatever they want and allow him to go home. But they have held him at the DCI headquarters. And Omutatah is saying that there will be no any sleep. People are going to keep vigil because they fear that this rogue government, in the words of Barack Muluka, this regime can take away Morara's life. Kindly listen to Omutatah. I have tried to scrutinize the reason why Omutatah had to be arrested on Monday when Tuesday there is a planned impeachment against Rigathi Gachagua. Why do you think? Because there is this timing that is very significant and very suspicious at the same time. If you ask me, ladies and gentlemen, the deep state and NIS, because I have always known that if there are people who are running the affairs of the government, are the deep state and the NIS. They collect information, and then they analyze, and they come up with a reaction. And that's what I want us to look at. It is very wrong to, because the manner in which he was taken, that was abduction, if you ask me, and they're still keeping him in the police at the DCI headquarters. He should have recorded a statement, and they should have left him to go back home. The tension that is being created in the country, I can imagine what the family, the wife and the children, the state of their mind, because this is happening at a time when just a few weeks ago, we had people who had been abducted during Gen Z's protest, and they were never found until a month later, after push and pull. And I want us to look at this. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you are watching us for the first time, and continue giving us the support in any way you can. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the reasons why Rigathi Gachagua is being impeached, or the charges that have been leveled against him, is that he sponsored the Gen Z's protest. And we've had myriad of explanations from the government. At some point, we are told that it was the Ford Foundation that was sponsoring the demonstrations. At another point, we are being told it was Rigathi Gachagua. The person who was sponsoring Gen Z's protest has been a moving target, depending on what the government wants to achieve. And so, by linking Rigathi Gachagua to the Gen Z's protest, and tomorrow the impeachment motion is going to be tabled, they want to trigger emotions of the Gen Zs, so that when this motion will be read on the floor of the National Assembly, they know very well that Gen Zs will be on the streets. And that is why they deliberately abducted, or rather apprehended, Morara Kibasu. They wanted someone that Gen Zs can resonate with, and who could be a better bet than Morara Kibasu. They know that not only did they arrest him, but he was arrested in a manner that would trigger emotions. And they have detained him, and they are now monitoring. I can assure you that the NIS is now busy monitoring the social media, the tweets, and they are happy that emotions of the Gen Zs are running high. So they want people to throng the streets tomorrow. And then they will come up with this narrative that Gen Z's boss is facing ouster or impeachment motion in parliament, and that is why they have come out. So they want to believe, they want to say that it was because of Gachagua that many went to the streets, so that they can corroborate falsely that indeed Rigathi Gachagua was the author and the finisher of the Gen Z's protest. But you see, nothing can be further from the truth. People are wiser than this government would think. If they wanted to arrest Morara Kibasu, they would have done that long time ago. But this timing is suspicious, and we already know what is happening. And people are going to go to the streets, not because of Rigathi Gachagua. And of course, from where we sit, if you ask me, we've maintained on this channel that Rigathi Gachagua, impeaching Rigathi Gachagua, will not solve our problems. It will not explain the Adani deal. It will not stop the Adani deal. It will not give us the new funding model for university students. It is not going to stop corruption. It is not a priority to us, and we don't even want to be part of it. All we are condemning is that we cannot sanitize one side of the presidency and use a smear campaign against another. If they have to go, then Let both of them go. Both of them go. In fact, if you ask many people, the UDA government should be dissolved so that people seek a fresh mandate. That has been our position because we know whether it is tribalism that is being peddled, that regard is tribal. Yes, there are conducts that corroborate that regard is tribal in his manner of politics because he only protects the Mount Kenya people. Though he says that every politics is local, he should extend so that he's seen as a national leader. But then, who is not tribal? If you have to compare the two of them, the president is more tribal in action. Rigathi is speaking loud that which Ruto is doing, and that's what Ruto does not want. But I don't want to go there. Tomorrow, or in fact, this night, people are saying that they're going to keep vigil. And I know they're now trying to question Morara Kibasu. From what Omutatah is saying, that Morara said he is not going to negate his statement, he stands by it. So what must happen? The best thing to do is to take him to court so that he answers those charges. If William Ruto is not careful, he is going to trigger something that was almost over. This fire had been extinguished, but deliberately or subconsciously, William Ruto is lighting this fire. It will backfire on him. And I know he thinks that since he has formed that broad-based government, then he feels that nothing can happen. I can assure you that there is unfinished business between the Gen Zs, concerned Kenyans, forces of change, and the UDA government. And if they think that because people went quiet and they feel that now people are tired or they will sit down and watch things happening, they could be in for a rude shock. We are sitting on a time bomb. He was assisted by Raila Amolo Odinga. If it explodes today spontaneously, I don't know where he will run to, because people have now labeled William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga as part of the problem and not the solution. And if at all the people will be triggered and the Gen Zs plus the millennials and all the concerned citizens get to the streets, I don't know who will quell that protest, because there are pending issues. For example, the cabinet that was dissolved was only dissolved to buy time. He has returned most of them back. They have been reappointed, including those who are showcasing their opulence, something that angered Kenyans. They are back to the cabinet. Foreign traveling, foreign trips that is taking a lot of money is back. The budget allocation into the offices that he had pretended to stop is back, because he feels that the broad-based government is the solution to all his predicaments. The Inspector General, Douglas Kanja, must come out and stand firm against abductions, against illegal detentions. We are in a new dispensation and we must not try to mutilate our constitution. William Ruto took oath of office not only to protect but also to defend our constitution. That is why when he was being sworn in, he had a Bible and he had a sword. The wave of abductions in the country will become a thing that will normalize it, which is very bad. Even at the county level, you saw what happened in Mombasa, where a young man was sodomized very humiliatingly. We cannot allow the country to generate to degenerate to where we were. This is not the Nyayo era. And Kenyans must rise up to fight, because all I know is that today it is Morara Kibasu, tomorrow it will be you. We need to stand up together and rally behind Morara Kibasu so that all these kind of abductions, illegal abductions, must stop. William Ruto promised that the police will carry their own cross. And so the police is the commander-in-chief of all the armed forces, but is telling us that the police will take their own cross, carry their own cross. Let him begin by doing justice to Morara, doing justice to those who were killed during the Gen Z protest, doing justice and ensure that we live in a tranquil environment. The police is supposed to maintain law and order, not to break it. And if William Ruto wants to show us that there is a difference between him and the former regime, he had complained that the former regime did not obey court orders. Let him prove that is different.